There we go. All right, folks, I missed a click. So let me just reiterate in case it didn't pick up on the recording. This is part of a five-day challenge spread out over 5 weeks on making a WordPress website from scratch, from the very beginning, for people that have possibly never done this before. And so the first session was really just, what is WordPress? What are the advantages of WordPress? How does WordPress work? What is it like in comparison to things like Kajabi, Udemy, Shopify, having a PayPal store, things like that. So what's the advantage of having your own website that you have ownership of, that you self-host, that basically you own, right? I look at it, the difference between owning and renting, okay? And so I specialize in membership and learning websites. So I'm all about making websites that have online courses and things to teach. So for me, my choices would be like Kajabi or Udemy or lynda.com or something like that. And I really like the idea of having my own website with my own material. And then remember, WordPress is like a full website. So, I've got an about page and a home page and things like that to really encompass what I'm doing. Now, let's say that the effort I have gets popular and now I want to sell coffee mugs or tea. Here's a good example right here. I mean, I've got a Mañana No Mas coffee mug, right? That goes with my Mañana No Mas sign, that goes with my Mañana No Mas t-shirts. Mañana No Mas is kind of, picked up an energy of itself on the internet. And so having those types of things and being able to offer them at times to people that follow Mañana No Mas is kind of a cool thing. And having my own website allows me to introduce product, pardon me, introduce product or, pull back product as I choose, rather than having stuff, put up on somebody else's website that I'm basically renting space on. And so for me, that's what session 1 was about. Session 2 was, it was a quick one. This one might be quick too. I just want to go over some ideas here. But session 2 was, how can you access WordPress for free? WordPress itself is free if you have your own hosting already established, right? But remember, this challenge is for people that are brand new, right? And so I wanted to say, how can you experiment? How can you use a WordPress website without having to set up a server and download software and load up themes and figure out what steps are next for you? Like, how can you just get familiar enough with the system to make sure it's something that you want to work in? And that's when I took people to WordPress.com. And I encouraged everybody last week to start their own, just by show of hands, anyone that's in the meeting, looking down the control board there, if you did that, put up a hand, right? Or if you had any problems, hit a Q&A on me or something like that. And I can answer those after the presentation. That's not a problem. I'll get back to you on your email address. But when you take a look at getting into WordPress and how the menus work and how to add images and how to do things, I encouraged you to do that and to start playing, right? To get in the back of the menu and be like, okay, what if I want to add a page? What's the difference between adding a page and adding a post? What's the difference between this and that, right? Because a post is like part of a blog post. So I can add posts. I can just keep adding posts and the system will automatically add that post to a blog page, and it'll be like a first in, first out file, right? Totally awesome. If I want to add like a static page though, I can add as many pages as I want. I can have, like, let's say I'm doing a website on photography and I travel a lot. So I could say, well, here's this page is for photographs of Arizona. This page is for photographs of Colorado. This page is for photographs of Texas. This page is for, and then let's get even better, right? Let's say that I want to have a free page for pictures from Colorado, but I want to have a premium page for pictures of Colorado in a certain setting or a certain venue or with a certain model or with a certain anything, right? Or like a paid event. You could have that as a membership option to restrict that page. So you could build that page, but then restrict it to only people that are part of your membership or that have bought access. And that's some really cool stuff that you can start to get into to help monetize your project, which is really, really huge. So today we were not already talking, but today our plan is to talk about how do you lay out your information. And I know that one thing that always comes up is how do you make your graphics work. So you may have noticed you tried to use a picture and it was the wrong size, meaning like the system said, oh, this picture is too big for you to load. You know, this picture exceeds the maximum file size. So that can happen. Okay, let me show you a couple of things. First, I want to show you is I've got a couple of WordPress examples. So I'm going to do a shared screen. And I'm just going to show you, it's almost like a portfolio of types here. What you should be seeing on your screen now is the PowerSport Academy. PowerSport Academy, this website is built in WordPress. It's built with Lifter LMS as an online academy tool. And I used their theme in this, the Launchpad theme. And so I wanted to experiment with Launchpad because I hadn't used it before. And so I wanted to do that. Now, there's a difference between plugins and themes. A plugin generally gives your website some special function, some special tool. Like I have a plugin here that lets people sign into this form and automatically get added to a newsletter listing. Okay. I have, let's see, here's another good example. I have a plugin here. It's similar. It's from the same company, but I have a plugin here. People fill in this form and they get access to a free lesson in my courses. And then let's see the difference between pages. So here's an idea of difference between pages and posts. So this is part of a page. So when people click on minimize service complaints, they will go to a static page that describes the benefits of minimizing service complaints, right? And so it just gives them special content. And it says, you know, then it goes into some frequently asked questions for each of the people that might come to this page. And then it goes through, you know, and I thought these accordion drop downs were nice because it adds interactivity and people kind of like that. Now, these accordion drop downs are also part of a plugin that allows me to be able to put that into the page. And so pretty cool stuff. Let's see, we've got looking good, looking good. All right, so that's one example. Let me show you an example of another page that I've got for you. Got to get down to the window keeps opening up there. I'll just put it right over this one. The Mañana No Más homepage. The Mañana No Más homepage is another WordPress website. This one is built on the Astra theme. Astra is a really nice theme. It's very flexible. Lots of customizations come with it. And so I can go in here and I can add or change anything that I want. Now on this page, I wanted to use a lot of grays, and I tried to make it look kind of clean and like a more of a business approach. Earlier, for years, this website looked like an online newspaper. It had, you know, all kinds of articles and stuff right on the home page. And I wanted to have more of a business oriented website. So you can see here are some of our projects, right? Vaxpreneur, Challenge Connection, PowerSport Academy, all of that is, those are all WordPress websites. And then like this one, client membership learning site, this is a WordPress website that we made for another client. And so this stuff all comes together really, really well, right? And so now you're going to ask yourself, well, how do all these elements work? How did Kurt actually build all of this stuff? Why does it look fresh? Why does it look different? Why does this website here, why does this website here look so much different than the other one? Another one that I have is Challenge Connection. And that is the tool that you guys are taking this challenge in. And the Challenge Connection, you can see it's another WordPress website. It looks and feels a little bit different. But this website allows people to make their own challenges. And so up here is a link that says register. And when somebody registers in this website, they get their own website. And so you would have like, just like it says wordpress.challengeconnection.com for this challenge. You know, if your name was Susie and you wanted to have the Susie challenge, it could be susie.challengeconnection.com. And basically you rent that space from me. Now we're talking like software as a service, right? So you would rent that web space from me on a subscription basis, and you could put whatever you wanted into that web space. And so that's definitely something that I think people should take a look at. If you don't want to be in the back end and making your own menus and all that kind of stuff, when you do the Challenge Connection websites, they come with templates. And so you can have like a 5-day challenge, a 10-day challenge, a 30-day challenge. The whole website project is built in a way that encourages people to do online challenges. So again, we're taking a look, like these images, they all come from somewhere and they all have to fit a certain way, right? And a lot of times you might have a ton of pictures, but then you say to yourself, well, that picture, I like this picture. Like you might say, I like the way I look in this picture, but I can't have, this background in it. I can't have, or you're building a website for your own startup business and you have a picture of you at your old office, your old place of employment. And you're like, well, I can't put up a picture of ABC offices on my website when it's supposed to be about me. So there's a tool I want to show you. And, there's going to be, once this is done, once I'm done recording this, doing the live with you guys, I'm going to go ahead and edit it down. Not a big edit, but I'm going to go ahead and edit it so I can put the replay back into this lesson place. And then after that lesson, in the lesson are going to be these links. Okay. So don't panic yourself about writing things down or missing something. The links to the tools I will have in the lesson for you when you go to watch the replay. And so let's say that you want to take the background out because we'd already talked about that. So remove BG, go to remove BG, remove.bg. And I got to say it right, remove.bg. And you want to remove the background, right? And so you say to yourself, well, how's that going to work, right? Well, here you can see, here's a lady against a wall. Now it's a lady by herself. Here's the lady, and then lady in front of another background. And it's like a green screen, meaning you can change the backgrounds if you want. But for me, let's just say I want a simple headshot. So let's go ahead and we're going to take an image. Okay. So I'll just go in here and find, let's see, let's go to pictures, Bike the Coast. I just did a Bike the Coast ride, right? And here's a beach behind me. It's a pretty open picture, right? So let's say I take this picture, it uploads it. So here, and then there it is. How easy, if you've never done this stuff before, you should be right now going like, oh my God, I can't believe it. Okay. So now I can download it, or I can download the HD version of it. Now, the simple download is free. So go ahead and take the simple download and you're going to go ahead and save that somewhere. And, just for these purposes, I'm going to have the picture saved here, and I'll go ahead and open it when done. Here we go. And it opens up in another screen, and I'm going to make that full screen, and I'm going to stop this screen share, and I'm going to open up another screen share so that you can see the picture on full screen. Okay, so now you should be seeing the picture on full screen. My background is black, right? And so anywhere that I put this picture now, it becomes whatever I want it to be. Now, my goal was to show you things that didn't require tools. It didn't require you to make a big spend, right? Everything in this 5-day challenge is about saving money. Everything on this challenge is about just getting started. Okay, so there's a ton of tools. So remove background to me is so remove.bg, but removing the background is one of the most simple tools. But let me tell you, before this tool, people were using tools like Photoshop or Fireworks or Illustrator, or there's all these high dollar tools. I'm a big fan of the Adobe suite. So the Adobe Creative Suite, is it Adobe Creative Cloud? Adobe Creative Cloud. Okay. The Adobe Creative Cloud, I'm a big fan of it. I subscribe to it. So that gives me the ability to edit video, edit pictures, make PDFs, lay out books, right? Because, I write and I publish books, so I can lay out books in there. I can do all kinds of high-end work. And to be honest with you, it does so much that I only use maybe 30% of it. I'm exaggerating at 30%. It can do virtual reality. It can do all kinds of stuff that, pardon me, my allergies are killing me, by the way. But I don't use a lot of that really high-end stuff that the software can do. I honestly kind of fumble around in Photoshop, and I'm really pretty good in the video side. So, between being able to fumble around with the graphics and be decent in video, I can make pretty good product. For me, right, an intermediate user in Photoshop, I'll still go to remove BG to take the background out because it's quicker. You saw how fast that was. It just worked, right? So now we've got that picture downloaded, okay? And I want to show you something else. One of the most important things about a website is speed. And your hosting will generate some of what makes a website fast or slow. Okay, so if you go to bluehost.com, for example, and I put a lot of startup products in bluehost.com. So, but they're not a great host. They have great service. I think what they do, what they're meant to do, they do very, very well. They are an excellent, easy platform to get people involved in hosting their projects. And they also have a wonderful control panel and email access that I really like. So I generally steer people towards bluehost.com with new projects because I like registering my URLs there as a registrar, and I like using them for email. And then some of my web projects are actually hosted on that hosting platform. And then some of my projects I actually host on another company. Now, there are a ton of hosting options out there. And I've signed up for affiliates at a couple of them. So Bluehost is an affiliate because I've used them for like 15 years. And so has it been 15? It might be 15 years. Oh my goodness. But I signed up as an affiliate with them. I also signed up as an affiliate at Cloudways. My last 3 projects have been on Cloudways. And I've really, my first one I did, I was a little confused about how the interface worked and how to get things going. But once I figured out how their system worked, I was like, man, this is nice. I can pick different levels of hosting, different speeds, different capacity, everything. And so Cloudways to me is really nice. But when you're on Cloudways, you still have to put your email somewhere. So I just leave my email with Bluehost and I put the website on Cloudways. And it works out really well. And it helps me control my budget. I'm cheap. I'm a cheap dude. That's all there is to it, right? So I want to maximize when I'm doing a job for a client. I want to be able to maximize my profits, right? And so I want to get into an environment that I'm familiar with, something that I know, something that I have confidence with, and I want to say, okay, well, I'm going to register your URL here. How many emails do you need, right? It's a cool question. I once had a customer on Squarespace, and Squarespace at the time, because I don't know what the rules are now, but Squarespace at the time came with one email address, right? We give you a free email address with every website, and it's like it was a bonus. Well, when she wanted to have sales at, web at, info at, and then her name at, like Susie at whatever her website was, I don't want to give away too much here. All of that was a premium add-on. So the original Squarespace spend that they put in their TV commercial was this much, but then she added an email account, an email account, an email account. Next thing you know, she's spending over $100 a month on hosting to put up a really simple e-commerce website. Whereas if she would have gone with Bluehost, she could have paid $115 for the year, and she could have had her website hosted, the e-commerce platform taken care of, and unlimited emails for any accounts that she wants to generate through that URL. And so for me, Bluehost is a really good opportunity. So that said, now I want to go and show you how to reduce image size. Again, if you have Adobe or if you have another one of these, premium graphic editing software packages, great. If you're good at that, you go with that. Like if you're great at that, you stay with what you're great at. Okay. But if you're new and you're like, man, I just got to find a way to resize the images. Let's take a look at this. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen again. Whoops. I didn't want to open that up. There we go. Come on. There we go. I got that new Windows 11 and the bar at the bottom was getting in my way. So I apologize. I got a little out of whack there, but here we go. Now you should be seeing reduced images. So reduceimages.com. How simple is that, right? So reduceimages.com. I'm going to go ahead and close that headshot picture. Now, remember that headshot picture we just took the background out of? Let's take a look at that image. I will tell you now that it is Let me open that up. Let's go to pictures. Oh boy. I'm pretty sure. Actually, okay. So the one that we just did, that's only 120 kilobytes. So let's be more realistic. I have a photo here of a parking garage. It's 1.85 megabytes. Okay. So it's a picture of my Volkswagen GTI parked in an empty parking garage. I thought it was a cool picture. So I'm going to take that picture and it's 1.85 megabytes. Okay. So I'm going to take that picture and I'm going to drag it here. And and it tells right here, 1.85 megabytes. Okay. So it's a big picture, 3840 by 2160. Now, that is the space in pixels. Okay. So when you see like 3840, that's like as big as a sign on a building, right? Maybe bigger than a sign on a building. It's like a billboard on the highway. The full scope, like a full size web picture, is like 1024. Okay. And so when I'm making pictures that I want to put into like a blog post, I make those pictures like a 300 width, like 300 or 400 width. And then, the software will kind of compress them, to fit into the format or but what I'm looking at is file size. So if the file size is 3000, but I'm only loading the picture into my post at 300, I have this giant file. The customer's only seeing this much, right? The viewer's only seeing this much, but I have this giant file that's out there and it slows down the website. So I want to optimize. Optimize is a big word in the web world, but I want to optimize the picture. So I selected the image, right? And so choose a new size and format. So do I want the picture to be half the size? Do I want the picture to be 2000 pixels, 1000 pixels, 500 pixels? And it's locked into percentages. So if I change it on one, it changes it on the other. We're talking about width and height, right? If I unlock this, then I'll be able to compress the picture so it's tall and skinny, but it'll stretch the image, right? It'll stretch it. I don't want to stretch it. I want to keep the ratios the same because I want the picture to stay kind of unchanged, but just smaller. And so I want to go to 10% of its original size. So it'll be 384 by 216. Okay, so it'll be perfect size for like a blog post. And I want to keep it in the final format. And I can also play with the quality of the picture. Now that's a pretty high quality picture. I could knock it down to 80%, 70%, but let's leave it at 90. Okay, just for that. And let's go ahead, pardon me. Remember, 1.85 megabytes. And we're going to go ahead and resize the picture. So we resize it. Pardon me. All right. So it says here it's 18.97 kilobytes. Okay. So now this picture is tiny. So, I can bookmark the page, click continue, add the extension and start converting, right? And so if you go to this website, you'll be able to convert your images. You're going to need to go ahead and, I can download the picture right here. Okay. So where do I want to put this picture? I want to put it right on the desktop so I don't lose it while I'm talking to you guys. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and open this picture. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and close the screen share. And I'm going to open the screen share on my desktop so that you can see that picture. Now, see how the picture looks smaller? Because it is smaller. It's only 10% of its original size. But if you take a look at this, and let's blow it up just a little bit, okay? Now, because the picture is shrunken, if I were to expand it too much now, you would see it would start to pixelate and start to get fuzzy, okay? When it's at 3000 pixels, all of those little dots that make a picture are squeezed together, right? And it makes it really crisp, really clear. Okay. And then when I know that I'm going to put it into a post where it could be a smaller, like a thumbnail image, I pick that size. But remember, it's meant for that size viewing, right? So if I were to continue to keep blowing this up, and I wonder if I could just use this to do it. Yeah. By the way, Control plus on your keyboard can expand your screen, and Control minus will shrink your screen back down. Okay, but what I want to do is I'm going to Control plus some more, and look how fuzzy the picture is. Okay, don't take that as a warning sign that you shouldn't use that picture. For the purpose of that picture on a website, in a blog post, it's only going to be seen at like that size. And when it's at that size, it looks perfect. It's exactly what it should be. Now, what's cool about this is, think about this. Your website, wherever you choose to serve your website, it's processing millions of requests a day. Millions. Okay. Your own website, when you build a WordPress website, if you were to actually look at like what's getting processed on the server, your mind would be blown. You'd be like, I can't believe all this stuff actually happens in the back end of a website. But there's, Google's looking at it, Bing's looking at it, Yahoo's looking at it. It gets crawled. What they call it crawled, meaning different web search engines are going through your website all the time, so they can index it correctly, so that they can put out proper search results to people that are looking for things. And so not just the people that you want to see your website are seeing it, but a lot of other people are seeing it, and that's causing traffic. Okay, and that traffic takes bandwidth, and bandwidth is part of what you're paying for with the host. And so you want to make sure that you optimize the size of your files so that your website can be served to people as quickly as possible. So imagine, if I were to take 100 images, pardon me, if I were to take 100 images in my website and they were 1.5 to 2 megabytes each, okay? So that ends up being, for the purpose of demonstrations, that's like this external hard drive, being on the server, like this full is what the website would have to process every time somebody wants to see something on the website. And instead of that, what I want to have, I should have one. I almost always, I do. Look at that. This wasn't even planned, totally unscripted. What I want to do is I want to serve my website like a flash drive, right? So instead of a giant external hard drive for the web host, I want to let the web host work with a flash drive. I want to make it light. I want to make it easy. Okay. So if I put up full-size images and full-size video and stuff like that here, then I am handicapping my website. If I use this, lighter, smaller images, if I use that, then the website's able to sail right through. And so that's how, those are two very good tools, reducing the image size and removing the background. Those are two very good tools that I use when making my content. Now, let's go into, let's see. Bear with me, folks. Here we go. Okay. Nope. It was facts. Your WordPress.com. All right. And we got a coming soon there, right? So let's go into, bear with me, folks. All right, let's go into, I'm going to view this site, and I'm going to go ahead and share this screen now with you. Okay. And I'm going to close that picture on my other screen because it's distracting me. So if we take a look at this website, this is a Mañana No Mas website. It's another Mañana No Mas property. This one is created on WordPress.com, right? Which is not necessarily something I would naturally do because I make my own websites now. But this was a product that was put in place through Anchor FM, where I host my podcasts. And so Spotify and Anchor said, hey, we'll get you more airplay, we'll get you more exposure by integrating this with a WordPress product. And I said, sounds great. Click a button and poof, here it comes. And so it made the website. I'm going to go ahead and close and accept the cookies. And, I made a lot of this stuff, right? So the latest episodes are all here for my podcast. It talks about the host, talks about the company, and help us make the show. So if you would donate, that's fantastic. You can, all kinds of stuff, right? But let's go into boom, boom. Oh, I went too far. Nope, there we go. So now I'm in the Mañana No Mas WordPress.com website. And let's say that I want to make a new post. Okay. So remember, there's a difference between pages and posts. So I can go into the post here and I'll say add new. And it's going to give me a blank posting screen. And I'm going to say, have you done the challenge? Question mark, right? And then I'm going to say, go to https wordpress.challengeconnection.com. Okay, boom. Now, notice, is that a clickable link? Okay, so when I say, is that a clickable link? That's the website, but I need to click here where the link is. And I need to say, boom, there we go, right? And I'm going to have it open in a new tab. Meaning, if someone clicks on that while they're reading the article, clicking a new tab means it'll open a new tab in the browser and keep the original window still open, right? So you keep people on your website that way. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over to the post, see where it says post and block over on the right. And I'm going to go down to featured image. And for the featured image, let's go ahead and put in a challenge connection picture. So where it says add new, I'm going to go down to, come on now. Where are we at? Where are we at? Where are we at? Okay. Okay, let's make it easy just for the purpose of this. I don't have my hard drive attached. So let's just put in a picture. Okay. So now this is the featured image, meaning that on the blog page, on the blog index page, that'll be the image that comes up. And then in here, we could say, we would love to share with you the ins and outs of making a WordPress site from scratch. Okay, see the red line? Oh, there was a red line there. But let's go ahead and fix that. Okay, so let's go ahead and publish this. Now I can make that article as long as I want it to be. It could be 10,000 words, but right now you see that it's publishing. And if we want to view the post, we can go ahead and view the post. And right here, have you done the challenge? There's my big image. We would love to share with you the ins and outs. And if I click on this link, it's going to open up in that new tab. And this is the website that you guys joined on for the 5-day challenge. You see how all that goes together? Now, as I went in there and made the post, so let's go into, let's do another one, right. So when I click the right button, it's going to open up a new post, okay? So the new post is, and we'll say, showing work in progress, okay? If you are writing for your blog, and you aren't done with the whole idea yet, you can save the draft. Okay, so let's say I'm working on this and I'm going to have 10,000 words, but I got to go to the restroom, or my wife's telling me dinner's ready, or my kid falls and scratches his knee, something. Instead of losing the work, I can go up here and say save draft. Okay, now when I click save draft, it says saved Okay. And if I go back to my dashboard, you see in here where it says posts, right? I can say all posts. This gives us a list of all of our posts. So, have you done the challenges there, right? But let's take a look at drafts. There's the draft showing the work in progress. I can schedule a post I can write a whole post and I can schedule it to post automatically later. And then I can show stuff that's been trashed, right? And so if we go into published, this website has 54 published posts in it. And these are mostly podcasts because that's what this website was made for. I just did those last two as samples for you guys. And so this is a really, really cool way to add things. Now, if I wanted to add a page is different. A page is, if I want to add a page, I can add a new page. You can see the menus right there. I can add a new page and I can make that whatever. I can make it an about page. I could say, buy my book now page. I could do whatever I want there. And then I can add it to my menu at the top of the website. And so right now the website just has home and episodes, right? Because those are the two pages that I'm using. I hope that this is making sense. Now, what some people will do, and I'm going to end this here. Parsing your content is huge. Some people don't have enough content. In fact, most people don't have enough content. When I talk to a customer or a client and I say, hey, let me build you this website, these are the things we can do now. And I'll say, so where's your content? They don't have anything pre-printed. They don't have anything ready to go. And that can be a real stumbling block. And so you want to think in terms of, how would I describe this business or project to somebody else brand new, right? And then write that in a simple format that's easy to understand and try and keep it fairly short. And that could be your about page. Your home page isn't really your about page. Your home page is more like the bullet points of, hey, learn more on our about page, learn more on our products page, learn more on boom, or hey, we encourage you to contact us for more information, and then refer that link to the contact page. Hopefully I'm making sense here. But your home page should inspire action, should have some call to action on it that says, hey, go to the about page, go to the products page, send us a message, click here to schedule an appointment, something like that. So the home page should have that kind of information and hopefully some compelling graphic. And remember, we just saw how to optimize graphics, make things work for the website for you, right? That big thing is, you can remove that background from a lot of things. So if it's going to be a headshot of you, or you want to change the background of what you're standing in front of, you can do that with that remove BG. Right? And then you can optimize the picture so it fits on your website properly and you keep the website moving fast. Right? So your homepage should be like something that looks good, that gets attention, that leads to a call to action. If you think about the website challengeconnection.com, I showed you guys that website, and did it have a lot of text? Was it very text heavy, or was it like splashes of color, right? I used red on that page, right? So I used red to get people's attention. So it was like a big swath of red with one sentence, a big swath of white with like one sentence or a paragraph, a big swath of red with a headline and a picture. And it was just meant to be simple and drive people to take some kind of action. Okay. And then if they want more information, there's plenty of more information in the website, but they're on different pages. So when I say parsing the information, that's exactly what I'm talking about. You need to take your idea. Now, I'm an outline kind of guy. So I'll say, primary idea, 5 things about the primary idea, and then extrapolate each of those 5 things. And then those 5 things kind of become my pages. Okay. So my homepage might have bullets to those 5 things, and then those bullets will be hyperlinked or linked, like I showed you how to make the link there. They'll be linked to 4 or 5 pages within the site that'll be the about us, or our professor says, or contact us, or see our products here, visit the store, those types of things. And so when I say parsing the content, that's what I mean. You have to separate things and be very clear. And when you're writing, it doesn't hurt to have a second or third person, multiple sets of eyes, look at the content and make sure that it makes sense. If this is your baby from the inception, if this is your project from the very thought of it, you're going to have some predetermined thoughts about things, and things are going to connect automatically for you that might not connect for a third party. And so I really encourage you, before you publish the website and take it public, have somebody look at the content and go, well, does this make sense? Okay. Now, if you're following along in our 5-day challenge and you are still working on, right now we're on the 3rd session, we got 2 more sessions left, right? And so if you're following along, you should be in a WordPress.com website of your own designation, right? So Susie.wordpress.com, George.wordpress.com, and you should be kind of playing with the menus and experimenting with building a couple of pages. And now I'm showing you like how to get the content in, right? Is it a post? Is it a page? Do I want a big picture? Do I want a little picture? Do I want the background? Do I not want the background? And I'm showing you kind of how to play with that and get comfortable with that. Okay. Next week, as the 4th session of this challenge hits, we're going to talk about taking all that up a level. So this week, I want you to practice on your free WordPress.com website. Okay. I want you to save some text, maybe reformat some text. Look at some of the tools that you can load in as plugins. If you go to plugins, let me do a shared screen again real quick, because this is interesting. Okay, you should be seeing my screen. So here's your menu down here on WordPress.com. And if you go down to plugins, right, and it says all the plugins and more, this page may look different as we made some changes. Let's explore. Look at all this. I can put this stuff into my website and I can start working. If I wanted to add, Elementor, which is a page builder, right? It's free, and it edits pages at a higher level than the standard Gutenberg editor, which is what I showed you guys last week. That's okay. A classic editor, if you're just getting started, don't go backwards, always go forward. So I'd say if you're just getting started, stay away from the classic editor. Contacts, right? Pardon me. WP Forms is one of my affiliates, right? I actually have an affiliate link for these guys, and I'll put that in your resources. So remember, when I put the replay into this lesson, underneath that, you're going to see a bunch of links, and those are the affiliate links from Mañana No Mas to be able to go in and get these products, sometimes at a discount, other times you're just helping support Mañana No Mas. But I have an affiliate for Cloudways, for Bluehost, for Lifter LMS, for Groundhog, for WP Forms, all these tools that I normally use, I have affiliates for. All-in-one migration, you shouldn't have to worry about right now. All the stuff is really, really cool. Now, what's cool about this is once you build your website in your .com site and you want to take it up a notch, you can actually export the site with this tool and move it to your new host package, which is kind of fun. Okay. But this is really, really cool. You can go into plugins, you can add some things, you can play with some things, you can change the themes, you can go to appearance, go to themes, pardon me, and you have access to all of these themes from WordPress. So you could say, I want my website to look like this, right? So you saw what the website looked like already, right? But if I wanted to click this, it would add a different view. And you can do that. Now, themes will change like the color of the font, the size of the text, maybe a background color, things like that. Very rarely will a theme load with all of the pictures and content like what you see in the sample. So a lot of times you'll activate a theme and you'll go to your website and you'll be like, that's not what I thought it was going to be. And when that happens, it's not the end of the world. When that happens, know that you can add your pictures. Like you can add a hero picture here. You can update things. You can go into where it says appearance and customize. And when you pick customize, that's where you can add a lot of your branding, change your titles around, things like that. So see in customize here comes this picture. Here's the website, right? And so now I can go in here and say, what's the site identity? I can create a logo or add a logo. So for Mañana No Mas, let's do it. Let's select the logo and we'll select a file and, we're not connected to that yet. There we go. Let me see if, yeah, I don't know why that's not working. Let's go into, I feel like I'm looking for something weird now. Nope, that's a WEP. Screenshot, Facebook image. Now I feel like I'm caught off guard in my own thing. Look at that. Intuit screenshot. Things here I don't really want to share with you guys. Camp. This can't be too hard. So I load in a picture of camp. So that's a picture of camp, right? And I select that. Right? And that's where we were going to go camping. And I can crop the image. So let's do that just to show you guys how that works, right? So I can make it smaller, right? And I can say, no, I just want to focus on where we're actually camped. Okay. And I'm going to crop the image. And now I got a logo at the top of my page. You see how that works? I'm going to go ahead and remove that because I was just showing you how it would work. Okay. So I'm going to get rid of site identity. Menus I can change, content options, widgets. Widgets are tools. They're things like a calendar in the sidebar, making an appointment, a countdown clock, things like that. So there's widgets that you can make changes from, right? So you can add and change those. You can change the length of an excerpt, right? So do you want full text or partial text with a read more link on your blog posts? So there's that. You can change the fonts. I mean, you can really go crazy. And I'm going to say, I want to get out of there without making changes because I'm really not looking to change all that stuff. And that's that. So again, I want to encourage you, if you're sticking with us and this is your third event, you now understand how to add text, how to optimize your images. And we've discussed a little bit about parsing the content out. Remember, your home page should be something that really pushes for a call to action. That call to action is, if this is a business or a nonprofit, it's making a sale or making a donation. Okay. So what are the steps of a sale? And then you have to think to yourself, well, if I were a customer, I would need more information. Great. Click this link to get more information and then build a page that gives more information in detail. Right? But you do that, you add page, build out that page, and then you go back to your home page. You can say, click here for more details on our product, right? Boom, it opens up. And so you want some kind of call to action. If you are a coach or a speaker or a trainer, you're going to say, hey, schedule a discovery call with me. Now, if you have Calendly, if you've already been if you found this challenge through LinkedIn, chances are you're on Calendly. Calendly has an option where you can embed your calendar right into your website. And so you could say, book with me now for a free discovery call and have your whole calendar show right up on your homepage, or another page that would say, book me now, right? And so on your homepage, you could say, book a session with me now, book your risk-free assessment today, right? With a link. And then when they click on that link, it could open up the Calendly directly, or you could put that Calendly calendar in your own website in its own page, right? So then you keep everybody on your own website instead of saying I'm to Calendly. There's all kinds of cool tricks that you can do. My goal is to get you excited about it. My goal is to get you playing with this stuff a little bit and see if we can't spark some creativity that makes you really want to go for it. All right. That we've got 2 more sessions left. Okay, in the next session, we're going to talk about some hosting options, reserving a URL, what that looks like, kind of the technical stuff. But I have a way to make it kind of like just real simple, right? Like you need a place to park your car. Here's your parking spot, right? You need insurance. Here's your insurance plan. And I basically just want to go through some stuff with you and show you how to get started in creating your own space that you own, right? Because right now you're on spacewithwordpress.com if you're following along with me. And that's just to get you used to it, just to make you feel confident about it. And then once we get to the next level, we're going to reserve a website. We're going to reserve hosting, and we're going to start making dreams come true. On the 27th, you'll be able to push a button and go live with your website. Perfect. Folks, have a great day. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.